Hello everybody, and welcome to the Gacha news segment on the 5-9 Gaming channel. I'm your co-host Nolar, and I hope everyone is enjoying Dokkan's 6th year anniversary on the JP version. To remind all of our viewers, if you're enjoying the content you see, please remember to like the video, hit the subscribe button, and turn on notifications to stay up to date with all things 5-9 Gaming related. Without further ado, let's get right into the news this week. Fans of Puzzles and Dragons probably didn't see this collaboration was inevitable. If that word rings any bells to the MCU fans out there, then you guessed it, Puzzle and Dragons is doing a collaboration with Marvel. Global players, unfortunately, have been snapped from the event. As of now, it's only Japan exclusive. The event will start on February 2nd and will end on March 8th. The characters coming during this collaboration are as follows: Captain America, Captain Marvel, Iron Man, Phoenix, aka Jean Grey, Magneto, Hulk, Doctor Strange, Wolverine, Rocket and Baby Groot, Storm, Thor, Black Widow, Hawkeye, and Thanos. A version of Iron Man with extremist armor will be given to players for free. This reward can be found in the game's mailboxes as long as they sign in during any period of the event. Girls Frontline. You know that gacha game where you collect and fight with futuristic anime girls with guns in a dystopian setting? Yeah, well, it's getting an anime. On the official website of Warner Bros. Japan and Sunborn Networks Animation, they confirmed that the animation based on Girls Frontline isn't a one-off. It will be a television anime made by Asahi Production that will premiere this spring via streaming. For those unaware of the story of Girls Frontline, it takes place in an alternate timeline near future Earth in the 2060s. During this period, the world just finished a nuclear war and has succumbed to widespread disease after a military incident. As a result, easily replaceable and disposable androids known as T-Dolls are used for military purposes. In the mobile game, the player commands these T-Dolls to fight against a new AI based a foe. The original game released in 2016 for China servers and has since gotten a global and Japan version in 2018. Fans of the series have a lot to look forward to, as the developer Sunborn Network is currently working on Girls Frontline 2, Exilium sequel, and Reverse Collapse Codename Bakery, a remake of Codename Bakery Girl game, which will be set in the same universe as Girls Frontline. The Japan and global servers of Love Live School Idol Festival are going to be doing the Fusion Dance. That's right, with the game being live for almost 7 years, the two servers will be merging. This might sound like a good thing, but some global players are concerned about content and banners that could be missed. As most of you know, gacha games with multiple servers tend to release content in one server before another, with a few exceptions. With Love Live School Idol Festival in particular, there is a content gap, meaning when this merge happens, it's possible that any content not already given to global will be skipped. And when the merge takes place, this might also mean the event rankings will be combined, and this could give JP players a permanent advantage over global players since they missed out on banners and events the JP version had. Although there has been no confirmation of that at this point, it's understandable why some people are fearful of this merge. If you're a frequent user of Noxplayer, you might want to listen up to this next story. For those who don't know, Noxplayer is an emulator that also allows users to play Android games on their computers. Recently, a hacker group has inserted malware into the emulator. Luckily, only a few were attacked. 5 victims in total across countries such as Taiwan, Hong Kong, and Sri Lanka. The attack was discovered by Slovak security team ESET. They were also able to determine that the attack was specifically done to target Big Nox, a company that makes Noxplayer. The hackers got access to Big Nox's official API and file hosting servers. With this access, the hackers messed with the download URL of Noxplayer updates in the API server, delivering malware to those unfortunate enough to use the bogus URL. Based on evidence provided by ESET, the hackers didn't focus on all of the company's users, but instead focused on specific machines. This means that it was aiming to infect a certain class of users. When ESET initially reported the breach, Big Nox denied that anything of the sort had occurred. Since then, a spokesperson from Big Nox said they requested ESET to investigate the matter further. As of now, ESET has still yet to determine the identities of the hackers. The only info they have is that there has been ties to the hacker group they refer to as Stellara. To ensure users of Noxplayer stay malware-free, Big Nox suggests that only HTTPS should be used to deliver software updates to minimize the risks of domain hijacking and man-in-the-middle attacks. In other news, Netmarble had a hearing this week after Korean Fate Grand Order players parked trucks with LED signs outside their office building. The signs read, "Where did the promise you made in July 2020 go? Managers must explain." These protests are a result of Netmarble not following through on their promises. One of the promises that Netmarble made was to provide Korean players with up to 200,000 won, or $181, worth of in-app purchases free of charge. This would be given out to new and existing players as long as they signed into the game during the giveaway period. The company then paused the event, stating there were internal affairs. It is suspected the giveaway was halted due to complaints by the JP player base. Netmarble made a statement apologizing for the event's cancellation, but didn't give a specific reason why they stopped it. In response, Korean players review bombed the game on their app store, getting the game to 1.1 stars out of 5. The company even apologized a second time, but this didn't deter protesters from renting out LED trucks, stating their feelings toward Netmarble's actions. One player volunteered to gather the funds for the trucks, and through a cumulative effort, enough funds were raised to rent out more trucks. Netmarble said the first complaint that they've apologized 6 times and promised to have a user conference meeting in February. Fast forward to February 6th, the conference previously mentioned finally took place. In the conference, representatives of the Fate Grand Order community were seated on one side and Netmarble representatives on the other side. The conference lasted roughly 4 hours with 10,000 viewers between YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. During the conference, the Fate Grand Order representatives disclosed the number of events Netmarble has missed, being 36 out of 177 campaigns. So far, 76 were carried out through divisional enforcement or name change, and 6 cannot be executed due to licensing issues. Netmarble then presents a roadmap to solve these issues, including translation errors. The overall opinion of the meeting is mixed, but at the very least, Netmarble will be holding similar hearings once a year from now on, and will release operator notes every month. For those interested in learning about what was discussed, make sure to click in the description below for the Reddit thread. NieR Reincarnation, an upcoming mobile game, is nearing its official JP release date. It's set to release next week on February 18th for iOS and Android devices. During launch, a special banner will be available featuring characters such as 2B, 9S, and A2 from NieR Automata. Although NieR has had collaborations with other gachas featuring 2B and the cast from NieR Automata, this is the first mobile game under the series. It will feature a brand new story with characters as well, and while it's still taking place in the same world as the first 2 NieR games. As of now, there hasn't been an official statement on a global or European release date yet. Currently, the official Twitter account for the game gave an update saying that English voice lines are still being recorded, so they are still in the translation process at this time. At the very least, we know that both versions of the games are coming. And for more information about the mobile game and NieR Replicant, fans should be looking out for another stream on February 16th, which should reveal more on both titles. And now, over to my co-host Sly to close us out for the week.
Thank you, Nolar. JP Grand Cross has announced that it will be having a special Valentine's Day event and banner this year. We will be getting a blue Valentine's Day Dragalia for this year's new unit. If you are curious as to how she will compare to her red and green counterparts, well, let's just take a look at her kit. Her passive, called Cynical Charm, does the following. Increase the basic stats of the hero by 10% for a max of 3 times if the hero takes damage from skills. At max stack, disable the ultimate move of all enemies for 2 turns. Her first skill will cancel buffs and stances on an enemy at the gold level. If her skill is similar to Green Princess Elizabeth, her bronze and silver skills will remove buffs. Dragalia's second skill will taunt enemies, increase defense-related stats by 80%, and will become immune to being stunned for 2 turns. Again, this is at the gold level. This is the first unit to have a card exactly like this. However, Blue Droll does have a very similar card. So it is possible that she does the exact same thing as her gold card, just with a lesser buff, but still keeping the stun immunity buff for 1 turn rather than 2. As always, there will be a new costume for the unit. So yes, there will be a Valentine's Day Dragalia that will work on the red and green Dragalias as well. There will also be a special gem bundle sale going on alongside the banner. In total, you can get 1 Part 2 GSSR ticket, 1 Valentine's Day unit guaranteed, and 70 banner tickets, which is 7 multis worth, alongside a guaranteed Halloween Gother. Yes, this will cost real money, but it is worth it, but only if you have the means to do so. Dragalia Lost is in its final day of the Persona 5 Collab event as the day this video goes live, February 11th. I hope everyone got lucky with their summons and enjoyed the event, and I hope any new players / returning players will stick around for the game overall. Starting tomorrow, February 12th, there will be a new Onslaught event called Romance Under Siege. As always, Onslaught events are the best way to farm a punny, which are stamina refresh items. A full completion of all the necessary points in an Onslaught event, which is 2 million, will reward you with roughly 15 honey, which grant 10 stamina, 82 quality honey, which grant 20 stamina, and 136 exquisite honey, which grant 30 stamina. For the new players / returning players who have joined Dragalia with the Persona collab, this event will help you out so much. While you more than likely have a lot of stamina right now thanks to how generous the game is to new players, it does not hurt to farm out this event to the maximum and have the resources available at a later date. On February 19th, Dragalia will rerun a raid event called A Waltz with Fate. This event does come with a free unit, and her name is Felicia. She is a 4-star light staff unit. Unfortunately, given that she is one of the older raid units, she does not come with a free mana 50. So you will have to use the proper resources like other units in the game that are not new raid units or raid units in general. However, if you are curious if you should invest into her, here is how she works. Her first skill, Heaven's Blessing, will heal all allies with 108% recovery potency and increase the team's strength by 15% for 60 seconds. Her second skill, Cleansing Dance, grants all teammates a 1U shield that nullifies damage less than 30% of the user's HP, but it does not stack with any other shields, and she does remove poison. While she is good, other light staff units such as Hildegard and Galazena will outperform Felicia since they do her jobs better. So on a scale of 1 to 10, she is about a 5 out of 10 on if you should work into her. We have finally received the new event Give and Take in Pokemon Masters. This event introduces the legendary Pokemon Xerneas and Yveltal. Xerneas will be the free legendary from the event, while Yveltal will be the Pokefair Scout unit. Xerneas will pair with Professor Sycamore, and Yveltal will pair with Lysander. As previously mentioned in the past Gacha news, Xerneas will be the first ever free legendary Pokemon to receive a full proper sync grid, alongside a free 5 out of 5 for the sync move, and 20 out of 20 for their potential level. Some notable nodes for Xerneas are Adrenaline 1, which reduces the sync move countdown by 1 upon the first use of the sync move, Revenge Boost 4, which is a 40% chance to restore 1 move gauge when the user is hit by a move, and Impervious, which prevents the user from having his stats lowered. We have a preview for Xerneas' sync move, so let's take a look at it. Yveltal, on the other hand, will be summonable from the Pokefair Scout banner. In order to unlock its full grid, you will have to pull Yveltal 3 times, unfortunately. Some notable nodes for Yveltal are Dark Pulse Aggravation 1, which raises the chance of inflicting the flinching, confused, or trap condition with the additional effects of moves, Harry 2, which powers up moves when the target is flinching, and Unflappable, which prevents the user from flinching. We also do have a preview of how Yveltal's sync move will look, so let's take a look at it.
Adieu to you. Behold.
Yveltal's banner will be around for a good amount of time, so there is no rush to summon for him if you want to wait for a bit more information, since half anniversary will be in late February/early March. That is all for this week's Gacha News. I'm your co-host Sly, signing us off for this week's Gacha News. See you all next week for more news on the 5-9 Gaming channel. Have a great day, everyone.